Now moving right along.
Yeah,
I never liked P. Diddy, not gonna like P. Diddy. Um, Cassie was a gold digging grifter that betrayed her first boyfriend. That doesn't mean she deserved to get kicked by a dude that kicked her like he's a menstruating soccer mom. But he did kick her. He dragged her like a caveman with that had his scrotum removed. But you don't beat up on women. I mean, and Diddy, and other people knew this. Look, Diddy we made Diddy.
that's
We
right.
made all of these stars and people and excesses. We make all this stuff for the frat parties. We make all this stuff for the crooked big ministers that lie, cheat, and steal. We enable people that we like to do stuff that's degenerate because a lot of us want to live a certain way. People want to play pro sports so they can have so many people. I mean, there are 20 people that they can jizz in the face of. One isn't enough. They'll feel picked on if they just had one woman to be with. You want to be a rock star so you can have lots of groupies and that you can be celebrated and be the center of attention. We have a culture driven by petty lust, um, the narcissism, degeneracy, and Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of them embody it. It says something about us. We like trash. We like pigs. We like horror films more than we like romances. You need someone's head rolling down the hill and you're not happy. You need to see blood and guts. We have all these games of people getting killed. We seem to thrive on gore and things that are base instead of things that are exalted and that are transcendent. As long as we're that way, as long as Sexy Red is able to get on the radio and get airplay, regardless of who bankrolled her, the fact that she'd get invited to a school to speak, and my friend that won a United Nations case for Black freedom around the world, Brother Larry Pinckney, isn't welcome to speak in local schools, being a political prisoner for 10 years, fighting for Black people, not invited anywhere. And Sexy Red, with her pussy pink and gonorrhea green lipstick, gets taken into schools for minors, says something's nasty about the adults and the leadership across the board in this country. The fact that the United Methodist Church is going to pretend that sodomy is God's will, and now we've got to change the Bible to suit transgenders and cross dressers and drag queens, then we shouldn't be surprised that our celebrities mirror the moral bankruptcy of us as a society and a people. And why would we think that people who hate us, people who could do the atrocities that are happening in Gaza, if they controlled the music industry and they see us as darker and maybe even more contemptible than Palestinians, that they wouldn't promote people like Diddy, Jay-Z, Sexy Red, or Fly Red, the boy that had the song Throw That Boy Pussy that was out a few years ago, produced by Lil Wayne. Why all this degeneracy and the porn and all this is promoted by the very same people we pretend are the descendants of the ancient Hebrews who can't prove it, who don't take DNA tests. And when people like me bring it up, we get told we hate people for discussing genetic facts. It's not an attack on someone to say a person from Poland isn't a Hebrew. A person from the Palatine of the Rhine Valley isn't a Hebrew. They may be a convert to Judaism. They may like all of the Kippolah and the Kabbalah and all the little Jewish voodoo and the stuff in the Talmud, but you're not a Hebrew. You may be Jewish. You're not descendant of the 12 tribes. The scriptures talk about the synagogue of Satan. And if we ever see an apt example of the synagogue of Satan, it's your racist evangelicals who bankroll this genocide going on, not just there in Israel, but also what's going on in Haiti, in Congo, in Darfur, and in the ghettos across this country. whether it's organ harvesting, whether it's this transgenderism, the mass mutilation, sexual mutilation of children, the people who promote pornography in the schools and all this other filth. That's certainly satanic to me. And the evangelicals who supported apartheid, slavery, racial discrimination, colonialism, and apartheid are also part of the synagogue of Satan. I want to say to you, for all of you who can't stand Trump, but you feel sorry for Diddy, need to understand that you're a contradiction, that Trump is nothing but a white, wealthier version of Diddy. And Diddy is a black wannabe of Trump. That's why this is called From Dump and Shitty, Angry Black News Analysis. The difference between the two is the color of the skin, but not the heart thereof. Trump has run through women. Diddy has run through women. The late Dick Gregory, when I had dinner with him last, insisted that he had seen pictures of Trump urinating on boys in Moscow. I don't know. I didn't see. I can't claim. I never saw the pictures. Dick Gregory insisted. Okay, he never lived to see it. Dick Gregory died in 2017. I guess he died shortly after Trump became president. Trump became president in January 2017, but Dick had told us in 2016 that there would be no further president. So Dick Gregory was a man, a great man, but definitely not infallible. Was Trump friends with Jeffrey Epstein? Yes, but so was Diddy. So was Bill Clinton. So was, who's that dude that was in Rush Hour? The black dude actor. Chris Tucker. Oprah Winfrey. Almost everybody that you look up to hung with Epstein or they hung with Diddy. People know what this stuff is. And so in reality, it's not really a choice between Trump and Diddy. It's a choice between righteousness and wickedness. And right now, the public, at least the American public, has chosen wickedness and degeneracy. So they're not really in a position to judge Diddy. In reality, people wish they could live the same way.
That's right.
The reason that people have been silent about all this is that they keep their mouth shut. They could keep getting the checks and the payoffs and that they could be a part of it. Do I think Jay-Z is any better? I think Jay-Z is just as vile as Diddy, and he's not alone. And so I think, frankly, it's more a portrait of America and how vile we become as a society. The same way hundreds of thousands of children without verification of who their parents are have been brought to this country under the leadership of Joe Biden. Where are those children? What will happen to those children?